Okay, so the next part is perhaps the most difficult or complex part of the tutorial, which is to calculate the grade that a student gets based on their overall percentage. So on this tab down here, you've got the different percentages and the grades here, and we want to eventually put a count in for the number of grades, but we want to use this information to populate this column of data and make it so that we can change this if we want to adjust the grade boundaries and therefore affect the grades that each student gets rather than doing it manually. So the first thing I want to do is show you how to define a range of cells that we can refer to later. And I'm just going to select this whole range of cells here. And so they're all selected like that. And then I'm going to right click within there and I'm going to choose to define this named range of cells so that we can refer to it. I'm going to call it boundaries and then hit done. Now this range of cells will always be known as boundaries now. It's got a named section, and that's really helpful for the next part of the tutorial. So we'll go to results and we're going to do a formula in here, which is called a VLOOKUP formula. There's lots of use cases for a VLOOKUP formula. And if you want any more help with it, you can always ask, but there's plenty of tutorials online. But I'll show you how to do it for this particular scenario. So equals, and we're going to type VLOOKUP. Now we're going to open a bracket, and there's 3 bits of information that a VLOOKUP requires. It's the data that you want to look up, it's where you want to look it up from, and then it's the column of data that you want to be put into this cell that it also needs. So the thing that we want to look up is this overall percentage. So we want to look up T4. We want to look it up, and I'm going to type it, so boundaries. And you can see here that this boundaries has come up, and you can see the range, and that's the range that we just made. So I'm going to click on boundaries. Now I'm going to have another comma, and I'm going to put the number 2 in here. And the reason I'm putting the number 2 in is because it's the second column of data that I want to be put into this range here. So I'm going to hit enter. Now you can see that this has worked here because this person has got a 9 and they got 91%. And if we look here, we've got these. So if we up this to a 93, that will be unfortunately dropping this person down to an 8. But that shows you that the formula is working. So let me talk you through one more time how to do that on the next one, and then we can use autofill to do it for the rest. So equals a VLOOKUP. Okay, so we want 3 pieces of information. We want the overall percentage. We want to look it up in the boundaries range of cells that we created, and we want column 2. Okay, so this person also got a 92%. So as with anything, this is relative. It's only looking at here, and it's looking at the boundaries cell range, so that's not going to change. So we should just be able to autofill this down, and it should populate with the grades. Okay, what's happened there? Oh, my overall percentage formula is wrong. Let's change that. I didn't do that, did I? There we go. All right, there we go. Spot my mistake, I'm leaving that in.